are in awe. These Mk1 Golfs are so much fun to drive, honestly. Even if there are squads of cyclists out, oh yeah. You forget when you're driving normal cars about weight, about how refreshing it is to drive a car that just has no inertia. Is it past a tractor there? Yeah, just driving a car with no inertia, with no weight is so good compared to driving big, weighty, heavy, modern cars. Like, so refreshing through those little bends. Yeah, this car feels like nothing. It feels like it's floating across the road. Just a sensation I think so few people, modern car drivers or even people that are newer to driving, haven't experienced. Just driving something that's so light and feels so nimble and so different on the road compared to driving a big absolute tank of even a modern Clio or a Golf, you know, even like a Mk1 Golf, which isn't a modern car. It's not even 10 years older than the last Mk1 Golf Cabrio, you know, they were early 92s. Mk4 Golfs came in like 99, 98, 99 I think. And those cars just feel so heavy even compared to this. Maybe there's quite a little bit of a skull shake in this car, but it still handles so well and it's so much fun to drive, just throwing it through the corners. This will definitely have been a bad error of a road to come down, although it is a nice road for this car. I can just tell that 5 o'clock is knocking off time for the cyclists, so I imagine they shall be heading back along this road, but nevertheless, little narrow country lanes are where these cars are really made for. Like we saw earlier on, we already just like completely nipped past a tractor. No problem, we are in a tiny car. We have a whole selection of tiny narrow cars, and it makes what a difference, especially driving in the countryside, because half of the cars we're coming up against are not big cars by any imagination. They are small crossovers, but compared to this, they are giant cars, and people just, one, don't know how wide their own car is, right? People are not accustomed to driving down country lanes. It's a new speed bump, always good when there's new speed bumps getting installed. Just where the world needs more speed bumps. People are very unaccustomed to driving, you know, down country lanes. Like I grew up driving down country lanes. I grew up in Scotland, in the countryside, and the roads around me were all narrow country lanes. And it's like, actually it's what I love driving. It's my favourite type of roads. But it's actually became rather unpleasant recently, just because of the sheer number of cyclists. You know, before you could, you know, there's not that imminent risk that every time you go around a corner there's 3 deep in cyclists coming at you. When I was like a kid, you know, maybe one person out on a bike coming around a corner, they're going to be on their side of the road, as opposed to like now, it's just everybody on the wrong side of the road. But enough complaining about cyclists. This video just can't be another fuck cyclist video. I could do a fuck cyclist video every day of the week actually, but that's not what we're here for. Yeah, the joys of the Mk1 Golf, like what a pleasure of a classic. Obviously coupes are getting expensive, but there's a lot of Cabrios still on the market, and a lot of Cabrios in, you know, relatively good condition. They are prone to rust, but you know, you're picking them up in sunnier climates, they might be a bit less rusty than you're picking them up in the UK, but they're still about, and they're still about for a couple of grand. Somebody coming down that road there, they didn't want to come down. We're talking about not knowing the width of your vehicle. there's more than enough room for 2 cars to pass on that road, and you're just not coming down it because there's a car coming along. Oh yeah, rev. And I was like, people are just not used to cars that rev. You know, revving your car out to 6,000 is small displacement turbos have killed that pleasure. And you know, oh, it might feel like a car is gutless, but you know, when you're, it also makes you feel like you're really moving, even if you're not really moving. Speedo is not working in this car, so I don't know if I'm moving or not. But you know, we're not really. Tip it in. Puts a smile on your face every time this car. And rev it out. Listen, there we go. And it's not exactly a super fast revving car. Oh, nice little gear change. Take it around the corner. Oh yeah. On the brakes. It's not really a car for heel towing, especially not these big fat trainers. And another Mk1 Golf Convertible goes past. Didn't get a wave off him. I think that's definitely more of a British thing than a European thing, because driving the Land Rover here, the series Land Rover, you don't get a wave off of a Defender driver. Driving his Mk1 Golf, we just passed the Mk1 Golf, I gave him a wave, didn't get a wave back. I don't know if you drive a Mini here, do people give you a wave back? This morning on my way to work, I was at a crossroads and there was me and the Renault Express, a Renault Express going across the crossroads that way, and a Renault Express coming across the crossroads that way. And it's like, I'm in the Renault Express club, but there's no point in like waving at the people because we're literally all just driving old cars here. But like, to me, that's like, it's not rare enough yet that it sort of stands out. Why is the Mk1 Golf Convertible one of the greatest modern classics that you can buy and get into, own and use on a relative budget? One, they're easy to maintain, they're easy to maintain yourself. There is a huge knowledge base for looking after these cars. All of the parts, not all of the parts, but there's actually a few little bits of trim I'm trying to get for another one, which are difficult to find, but you know, most parts are available, easily, readily available. Lots of parts. 1 million used parts. There are 1 million reproduction parts. Volkswagen Heritage have parts, and then there's good Volkswagen websites like the Heritage Parts Centre, which selling all of Volkswagen and Porsche pieces. So the bits are there. Bits aren't super cheap, but the bits are there. Also, eBay has millions of bits. The car has a great forums. There's great clubs. There is loads of resources. YouTube videos. There's a YouTube video for everything on one of these cars, and there are books, Haynes manuals. There are other independently written books. I have a Volkswagen Mk1 restoration book. I can't remember who it's written by, but that's good. So there's like a wealth of resources, and it's not like a difficult niche classic car that you bought where you're not going to be able to find information about the car, parts for the car, or how to look after the car yourself. Right? If you're not mechanically minded, like, you could take the engine out of this car on your own easily. You know, where you might get caught up is disconnecting the exhaust or something, but realistically you could do anything in this car, like easy peasy. It's so refreshing. You open your bonnet and you can open the bonnet and you can see where everything is and what everything is. Another great bonus factor on this car, like, just to know what you're looking at. You're not just staring at a mess of wires and vacuum tubes and plastic covers and boxes and going, what does all of this do? It's easy to look at, this is real simple, good engineering, top quality German engineering. It's a good driving car. Okay, as a convertible, it might be a little bit wobbly, but we're not buying a car for like, somebody just gave me a thumbs up. We're not buying a car for, it's the second person today that's complimented me in this car. So listen to the scuttle shake. Oh, honest to God. Car journalists are terrible for that. Like, if you're going to buy a convertible, there's going to be some scuttle shake. It's an open box. It's like, I don't understand why they even bring it up. Like, how many, I understand why they bring it up, but it's like, how many convertibles are people buying to be like super sporty cars, especially 4-seater convertibles? The driving experience, like we discussed when we were going through those bends, it's so light, there's so little inertia, that makes it such a pleasure to drive. Like, yeah, it's difficult to explain. Somebody that's an expert motor journalist could explain it, but the lack of inertia and just lightweight cars, they feel so different. They feel almost like they're skipping across the road. They feel like they're floating on top of the road, but like they're going to go where you point it. It's not like you're on a big heavy car, you're turning in the corner, the weight transfers, you feel it, and you're like, oh, the car's leaning over, and it's a disconcerting feeling. And then when you just get in something so light and nimble, it's so confidence inspiring, and you're like, yeah, the A-pillars are like the size of a handful of chopsticks, and like, how good is this rollover hoop? And you might even be in one that's rusty, do you know what I mean? But like, the car itself gives you so much confidence. You're going to drive it faster than you think, you know what I mean? Not even faster, just faster than, like, not faster necessarily in speed terms, but just more in the comfort and in your commitment is going to be a bit higher. Cyclist in the middle of the road looking at me, is it to say like, why are you in the middle of the road? Why are you in the middle of the fucking road? I have been driving the 635 a lot recently, and the 635 has a dogleg gearbox, and I'm just sort of in tune with the dogleg gearbox, and then I'm back in this car having to retune my brain into normal H pattern. Yeah. Second is where third is, so it's like getting back to that second, that's third. You know, it's little leg stretch here. Go third, up through the gears, into the corners. You know. Here we go. Down a gear, into the twisties, and it just feels like nothing. Obviously no power steering in this car, no weight. Rev it out, lift off in the corners, work the gears. It's like third gear, and we're just happily just using it for all these bends. No need to be shifting up and down, the gear's long enough. Oh yeah. Like, there are many modern cars where you're in the performance cars where you're comfortable top of third and high into fourth on a back road, and you're like not a million miles towards the speed limit, or driving so dangerously and recklessly that you just shouldn't be doing it on a public road. Like, we're really not driving in an anti-social way in this car at high revs and through the gears like that, because we're not going that fast, and it doesn't seem anti-social if I'm in like a Cupra or a Golf or something, or in i3 IN 200, whatever the Hyundai one's called, and I've got a pop and bang tune and I'm flying along here. Like, people know you're up to no good. But in a little Mk1 convertible, you know, carrying a bit of speed along here, through the corners, it does not look in any way that you're out spirited driving, and that's sort of something we have to be aware of these days, is not looking like you're out on a spirited drive, because people are just looking angrily at you driving fast in anything, and in this car it just never really seems like you are driving fast. Maybe it looks really fast to people on the outside, and it's just, you just don't get the skills in the flashing because you're only going 80 kilometers an hour or whatever. Let's go to here. Shall we go all the way there? I think we will, because that's such a lovely road. We might as well enjoy this car a little bit while we're out and about, because this road down here to Costitch is lovely. Head it out. There we go. A second, into third, rev it out. On the brakes for the roundabout. This car's nice because the synchros are happy on this car. Some of these Golfs not really happy to change gear. This one is. Watch out for the speed bump. Now just let it go in second gear. There's no torque. Hit fourth, starts to pick up. Fifth, sixth. Wow. Oh, stop it. So much fun to drive. This car must be nearly 40 years old, and you could still daily drive this car. My girlfriend daily drives one of these, not this car, but she daily drives another one, a white one. It is a car. I could daily drive this car. The car I daily drive is worse than this car in every metric. You know, it's a Renault van, a 1.2 litre Renault van. When I have this sitting here, it's like, it kind of makes no sense that I'm subjecting myself to driving like a terrible Renault van, but it's so undercover. And in Spain, the problem with having a nice car in Spain is you can't park it in the street because somebody will bump into it. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of concern for street park cars here. Down, over the bridge, back up the other side. The steering is just so nice. Oh, there's no point in even changing gear. Through there, into the curves again. More curve, up, second, third. Oh, the steering. I can't even know how to really describe the steering, but it's just on the change of direction. The car just never feels like it's going to understeer. When you're going fast, the car never feels like it's going to understeer. Maybe if you were really hammering into like a heavy tight corner, you might feel like your car's going to understeer, but like this car just feels like it's going to turn in. There's a nice little Renault 4 van, very nice. Yeah, just as I'm slagging off Renault, somebody passes me in a beautiful Renault 4 van. Again, standard car, standard wheels, standard tyres. This car doesn't even have good tyres on it. It has like a neck ends or something, I can't remember, neck ends. And it's got 25mm lowering springs, that's it. No mods, just really nice condition, clean car. And boy, does it go well. Unfortunately, in our run back through, we were stuck behind a Citroen Picasso, a car that does not handle quite so well. A little bit of temperature up there, but we have been really razzing the car, so we shall let her chill out a little bit. Shouldn't be getting too hot though, because we have, what do you call it, good radiator, everything in this car, so it shouldn't be getting hot. New head gasket. This is probably the first time I've really given this car a workout, and it's just a little bit over 90, so we'll just chill out while we're sitting behind the Citroen Picasso. No point in trying to make some kind of death-defying overtake on it. that'd be quite embarrassing if I just blow it up just as I'm about to sell it after putting a brand new engine in it after blowing up the last engine, wouldn't it? So as we chill back out, we're cruising back down. Such a lovely little car. There's not much more to say about it, but if you want a cheap, classic, usable car that you can take anywhere, put 4 people in, put 5 people in, maybe 4 people in with their seatbelt in the back, put 4 people in comfortably and some luggage and just enjoy for all seasons. The roof on this is excellent at keeping the water out, and just have a car that you could drive and enjoy, and like people will appreciate. You'll get thumbs up, you can take it to car shows, but that you can actually really enjoy driving.